Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Tuesday. This is Daryl. It's 3:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Um, wow, I got a lot to talk about. All right, so yesterday, and I hope you guys saw the video. I apologize for it was a terribly unprofessional and shoddy video. But I had to catch it on the fly. The important thing for me, I really wanted to catch it live, and what I wanted you guys to feel what I was feeling at that moment. And so it was very, very jumpy, shoddy work. But I was really, like I said, I didn't want to just catch the replays of it. I needed to catch that right there. That was my intention. So from last evening to this morning. Wow. Okay, Washington D.C. The president, the way the president is handling this. Honestly, I know I've said this before, but I feel like this is the end for him, and it doesn't even make me happy. Um, he's making himself an enemy of the United States, an enemy of the people of the United States. He's talking about sending in the military. His exact words were heavily armed military soldiers, using those exact words. He talked about sending in, if the states and cities don't send in the National Guard and forcefully stop the protests, he will send in the army, the military, heavily armed military, to, quote, dominate the streets. On top of that, there's photos of him, peaceful protests. This particular protest was peaceful, and they used rubber bullets, stun grenades, tear gas to plow a path through peaceful protesters. You guys can see it on the news. Peaceful. I'm not saying all the areas were peaceful, but they cleared a path to St. John's Church so the president could walk the short distance. That big waddling, overweight disgrace of a president as he waddled over to the church. And then he gets there, and the church was damaged. And this bothers a lot of people, that church was damaged. So he stands in front of this church, this St. John's Church, is boarded up there, holds up his Bible. It's a photo op. A lot of people pointed out, religious people pointed out, that he didn't even pray. It was just a photo op. They forcefully cleared a path, not through rioters, not through looters, through people that are protesting in their grief of everything that's happened. And speaking for myself, this isn't just about George Floyd. I know I'm not black, but I think a lot of people share my sentiments. It's a lot more than that. That was the catalyst. That was the straw that broke the camel's back, but it's more than that. So he gets to the church and he holds up his Bible, shows it, and that's it. Photo op. My point here is, after my joy, it was true joy, and that's what I wanted to show in the video yesterday. I just got goosebumps again. What I saw last night on the news, it wasn't some of these things on TV we've seen, with the police kneeling in front of the Trump Hotel in Washington, I think it is. Seemed staged. Seemed like it was rehearsed. Look, like I said, I give you guys my opinion because I'm not in touch with a lot of the protesters, face to face. But a lot of times it seems staged and rehearsed. But what I saw in Connecticut, in Hartford last night, looked real. with the state police putting down their guard and joining arms and hands with the protesters in a circle. And you could see the joy and the relief and the happiness in the protesters themselves, cheering. It was a special moment, and it touches me right now. And then I see this morning, and it's not the same across the entire country. And let me talk about this too, because I thought about this later. The two videos before the one last night, I talked about basically what I was saying is I'm angry, and I'm not even African American. Granted, I'm part Native American, but I'm still. When you see the police coming out in these full tactical riot gear with the shin guards, the boot guards, the batons lining up, and then you see the protesters react to that and throwing the rocks back. You see that this isn't, that it's a feeling of us against them. It's a feeling of anger that doesn't help the situation. What I saw last night was just such a relief to me. And you know what? It made me realize that yesterday I started to wonder if I was a bad person, because part of me didn't, like I said, I empathized with everything that was going on. But when I saw the police and the protesters lock arms, it was such a sense of relief that it made me realize I'm not a bad person. I think it's the whole country. I think it's a national feel. And it's a lot of things. I think it's a lot more. Like I said, I'm not minimalizing or marginalizing George Floyd, but he was the catalyst, and there's a lot of stuff underneath that. I saw George Floyd's brother talking about his brother wouldn't want this, and I understand that, but I think his brother has to understand. Like, again, it's a lot more than just about his brother. To a lot of people, maybe not to all. I don't know. So back to Donald Trump. Legally, he can't even. He's not even sending the military into these states isn't even legal. He's making himself an enemy of the people. All he needs to do is to sit down and talk. What he's doing is just throwing gas on the feeling of us against them. Talking about the word dominating the streets, sending in heavily armed, weaponized military soldiers into the streets of the United States to dominate the streets. Well, how do you think people are going to react to that? I'm going to tell you, more than likely, even the people that aren't protesting yet, even Trump supporters, aren't going to appreciate that. Conversation, like I saw there yesterday. It was such a feeling of relief seeing the state police being understanding, just understanding. That's all it took. It's all it takes. It's all it takes for Donald Trump just to understand. Sit down and listen. That's all. And then if that didn't work, okay, then do what you need to do. But just give it a chance. Give peace a chance, So one more thing. I'm very careful when I say I talk to people around here. I got to be very careful because I don't want to infringe anybody's privacy. I talked to 6 people yesterday in my area, all Trump supporters. Only one out of those 6, one out of those 6, still seem to want to vote for Trump. I swear to God. This is what they said, though. They said they're not going to vote. I didn't see that coming. Did not see that coming. Um, they didn't say they were disgusted, but it was a look of disgust that they're not voting. They're not going to vote for Trump. They're not voting, period. That's what I heard from the Trump supporters around here, people I know. Whether that's a common feeling or not, I don't know. But that's what I heard around here. And that was before this thing with Trump crossing across to St. John's Church. When I saw that on the news this morning, I really got the sense that it's over for him. It's truly over for him. And I know, like I said, I've said that before. And this time it's weird because it doesn't make me happy even. You know, it doesn't even make me feel happy. You know? All right. I'll be back in a little while. You guys have a good Tuesday.